I sometimes think that we need like permits or IQ tests to be a parent nowadays because the amount of shit parenting I see nowadays is astounding. I'm sure being a parent back in the day was pretty hard. Back then you had to actually remember that you had kids. There was ads back then that would air at like fucking 9 p.m. reminding people that they had kids. Like, it's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Do you even remember that you have kids? Go out and look for them, you piece of shit. But now parenting is super easy because now all you need to do is just put an iPhone or a tablet in front of them and then just call it a day. And then get mad when your kid turns out to be a fucking crack fiend for their iPad or something when they turn out to be not too an unsavory human being. But as is the internet, as how the internet has ruined your kid and made them a truly not nice person to be around, the internet can also help you by giving you tutorials like how to search your child's room. This shit popped up in my feed for some reason, and it's a series called Parent Aware hosted by Sergeant Gunsley. I don't believe that's his real name. That shit has to be an alias, like Slim Shady or some shit. Like the Slipknot members with the numbers and all that. I just don't think that that's his name. I don't believe it. But anyways, we're gonna watch a tutorial on how to search your child's room. Which, this is already off to a weird fucking start. Searching your child's room is weird.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Parent Aware, where we provide parents with information they can use to keep their kids safe. I'm Sergeant Brian Gunsley with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and today I'm going to show you how to search your child's room. The first step is to remove the child, or the teenager in this case, from the room.
Oh my god, that's the oldest teenager I've ever seen. Holy fucking shit.
You don't want them in the room because their protests may distract you from doing a thorough search. Hey pal, gonna need you to leave the room. Thanks, we'll talk later.
I love how he's immediately treating this like how like actual police officers treat searching prison cells and searching like cells in prison. I don't half expected him to just like kick down his door with two other officers with guns drawn, like, get the fuck down, put your hands on your head, get on the ground, we're searching the room, this is a raid. And he pepper sprays his kid anyway, like, you're not gonna interrupt. Fucking handcuffed him. Get him out of here. We're searching for contraband.
So here I would start just searching in this plant, and then go across to the right, and then we'll search into whatever containers that are here. Always want to look inside the containers and inspect things thoroughly. See, here we have a container with, looks like a place for someone to hide something. So I'm going to hang on to that. Certainly want to talk about that in a little bit.
What do you mean talked about that? It's just like, that's probably just a container that had like vitamin gummies or some shit, or like, I don't know, like vitamin B12 in it. What do you mean you're gonna have a talk with him? What is that talk gonna look like? Like, hey, you fucking scumbag, come here. I found it. I found this empty case of Molly vitamins in your room. You wanna talk? You wanna explain that shit to me? No need, I already know him. You're storing heroin in it. Get the fuck out of my house.
And then just kind of look through everything. When it comes to books, you just want to search through all the pages and just see if you see anything. Here we have a picture, it looks like, of a child with a gun to their head. This may indicate that they're thinking about committing suicide. So that's something that we want to talk about with our child.
I mean, shit. If I had my parents searching my room and going through all my shit, including my books, I mean, I'd probably have drawings of, like, a gun to my head as well. If you're a parent, I mean, I can't imagine any middle-aged parents that are sitting here watching me, like, ramble on, watching this 19-year-old ramble on about shit. But if you're a parent who's actually gonna, like, follow this shit, you better go in expecting something like this. Some cries for help that your kid is miserable. And I hope that talk with your child actually consists of like, hey, champ, what's going on, you know? I saw this drawing of a stick figure of a gun to its head. Are you doing okay? You're not thinking of committing a Kurt Cobain on me, are you? Because if you're just gonna be like, hey, you fucking scumbag, I found an empty baggie, and I think weed was in it at one point. You fucking scumbag, what are you doing? You better expect your kid to not react too well. Especially considering that, like, again, this is such a huge invasion of privacy. Real quick, I just gotta pause. I love, like, the royalty-free stock music that they're putting over this shit. It's, like, I don't know why. That just adds to this tutorial. Like, this just feels like a video that you'd see on Facebook. He probably is on Facebook, and I just don't know, because I don't use Facebook. I'm not 30 plus years old. I'm not going on there laughing at memes, shitting on Gen X, talking about the Gen Z stare. Why did I say Gen X? How did I mess that up? I'm not on Facebook looking at memes, shitting on kids for existing. I don't know. I'm not 30 years old.
So here we have something. This looks like a scale of some sort. So that could be used by someone who's maybe purchasing drugs or selling drugs. So that's something that's disguised. We'll hang on to that.
Pretty cool fucking scale. Actually pretty cool too. I like that. It's a pretty cool gadget. But that makes this shit film like it was filmed back in like 1999. Why the fuck would anyone disguise a scale as a PlayStation 1 video game as Crash Team Racing? I think you draw more attention with that than anything else. That's old school. That is seriously old school. That's some old school shit. Like, you draw more attention with that. It's kind of like an undercover cop that's, like, out of touch and doesn't know what he's doing. And they're like, oh, yeah, man, man, I like Crash Bandicoot. Everyone loves Crash Bandicoot. Those games, at least the first two, are goated. Oh, shit. Oh, some pills just fell out of there. Oh, that's super weird, right? I mean, hey, y'all aren't cops, right? Man, you trying to pop some Percocet? Trying to pop some Mollies? Like, that just seems super weird. It also just reminds me of, like, a few years ago. This isn't my first time seeing this video. I've watched this video in the past, back in, like, 2022, but I kind of wiped it out of my memory. And I remember when I watched this and I said the exact same thing back then, like, wow, that's pretty outdated, that's weird. My grandma, who happened to be watching this shit with me, was like, well, that's something that a kid would have in their room. And I kind of just, like, no disrespect to, like, my grandmother, but that kind of just encapsulates the entire problem with this tutorial in general. Just, like, not being connected to your kids. Like, even all in all, if you're doing this shit in general, if you're searching your kid's room because you don't trust them, something has gone wrong. Maybe talk to your children. Maybe get to know them. I don't know. Do anything. Because that's so out of touch. That's just, like, it kind of just encapsulates everything wrong with this. This is out of touch, and it tells me that you don't talk to your kids. You don't have an open relationship with them. That's a problem.
Now, here's something that looks like a container of some sort. Let me see what's inside. We have hidden in here, we have some, looks like marijuana. So I am going to hang on to this. We're going to have a little talk about that.
I mean, how the fuck do we know about that? Maybe Sergeant Jonesley's an expert. Also, him saying it's a container online, that just makes me want to go out and search for it, to buy it for myself. Also, the weed. This entire thing feels like a skit from Loiter Squad. Like, if this was a bit more random and had a bit more, like, going on, and had, like, more wacky antics going on, this would feel like something straight out of, like, Loiter Squad. Like the Popo parody that was on Loiter Squad, with that one scene where Tyler, the creator, is like, you're trying to corrupt America, you motherfucker, when he finds weed like that. This just feels absurd. Like, the shitty royalty-free music, the random-ass things he's pulling aside. And I'm sorry to keep pausing, but there's just so much to talk about.
Some teens use this to get high. They can use this as a huffing device. So if you have dust off or any type of computer duster in the room, we want to remove that because that could be used as something dangerous and that could be deadly.
Sergeant Jones was like, yeah, some kids use this to get high, including me. And he took a big-ass hit on camera. That would have been great. I would have loved that. That would have really elevated this tutorial. That would have been fucking great. Now, he's just not going far enough, I mean, keyboard cleaner, yeah, that's dangerous, I agree with him on there. But he's just not going far enough. Look at that drawer. The fact that kid even has drawers is a huge safety concern. There could be, like, guns in that drawer. There could be, like, an AK-47 hidden in that drawer. And you wouldn't know it, because this kid, I guess, is a fucking criminal mastermind. All joking aside, sarcasm aside, if you're a parent if you go in your kid's room and you see keyboard cleaner, like, holy shit, they must be huffing this, they must be a complete junkie, they must be using this to get their rocks off, then I think something's failed, and something needs to be addressed, because if that's your first thought, holy shit, something's gone wrong, something needs to be addressed.
And also, it's very important to be respectful of the child's property when you're doing this, because it's just the appropriate thing to do. Here we have a vaping device. We're gonna hang on to that. Here we have some more clothing. Looks like everything's okay there. Oh, I have a pipe hidden inside some socks.
I want to pause again. It's important to be respectful. Yep, you're being real respectful by kicking your kid out of his room and searching through shit and probably planting half of this on him because, again, that fucking PlayStation 1 scale. Again, I don't think there's any people my age now, like, in this current day that have that in their room. Again, you draw more attention with that shit. I know this is all fake and it's all scripted, but I like to believe it. I want to suspend disbelief and just believe that this was all real. He burst into his kid's room and just found all of this paraphernalia. I don't know.
And then if you notice anything that's unusual in the room, like this is toilet paper, that's kind of unusual. Nothing, I don't see anything with that. Ajax, I don't know why this would be in his room. So I would inspect that a little better. In fact, here we have another container that we will talk to him about. And certainly you want to collect all these items. They shouldn't have them in their room.
Fucking toilet paper part really just made me laugh out loud because, like, again, if you know, if you know what that's alluding to, then you know. Maybe I'm just really filthy minded, maybe I'm just a fucking gooner, but if you know, then you know. Which, good lord, containers, pipes, sheesh. This kid, man, he's hit the jackpot, Sergeant Gunsley, nothing gets past the keen eyes of Sergeant Gunsley. His investigation skills, he's like this is like, what are those, like, crime shows? It was like the fucking, like, CSI, whatever they're called, just investigating the room. He might as well be a detective. He even starts going as far as tugging on his kid's fucking probably cum socks and also looking at toilet paper, which he probably uses for different reasons. I can't get over that. The fucking toilet paper part, especially when it says, that's a bit unusual. That I actually laughed out loud when I saw that part. Jesus.
And here I have a couple of little baggies. It looks like they may have had some drugs in them or something at some point. So that's another indicator.
You thought I was joking earlier about the whole, like, oh, I found empty bags in them, fucking all that. No, that's something that's in this tutorial. You know what I mean? So, it's all great. It's all fine and dandy. Again, I really love the cartoon music that's playing in the background. Again, really adds to this tutorial. I have to keep putting that in there. Check their shoes? Yeah, okay. It's just borderline getting into some prison territory. I'm surprised that there's not, like, fucking metal bars on this kid's windows, and, like, there's not, like, the padding on his walls, like an isolation chamber, whatever those were called. Check their shoes? This is, like, legit some prison shit. If you treat your kid like a prisoner, then they're going to start acting like one. In fact, this is something I haven't said until now, but strict parents create sneaky kids. If you don't trust your kid, they're not going to trust you, and they're not going to come to you with fucking anything.
So this looks like it might be something. I'm familiar with this as a container. So this is something that people can buy online, these hidden compartments. So as you can see, it has liquid above and below, but the container, it's a false container in the middle that people can hide things in there. I'll hang on to that.
Yeah, and it just really feels like an ad for, like, the fucking hidden containers. Like when he says, oh yeah, you can buy this online. And I half expect him to be like, oh, you can buy this online at .com.
Journals are good to go through. As a parent, you have every right to search your child's room. There is no legal problem with that. So be sure to take advantage of that and search your child's room while they're under the age of 18.
Not exactly sure why you had to specify that it's legal to do so. I feel like when you have to say, oh yeah, it's totally legal to do this, then what you're doing, even though it might not be illegal to do so, it's probably very immoral. And you're probably not the hero, the good guy of the story. I don't know. Also, searching a journal, again, just privacy. Doesn't exist in this household, I guess. Especially, like, I feel like journals should be, like, the things that are fucking, like, off limits. Like, those are, like, private thoughts. No one should have to hide their journal. But again, you know what I mean? There could be something in this journal. Whatever we know of how this tutorial is going, There could be like fucking plans to attack like a terrorist attack. Maybe this kid is like a fucking part. Is like a part of ISIS or something. Who knows?
Here, we just want to take a look through the journal and just see if there's anything suspicious. And here's a page where it looks like they're drawing pictures of marijuana references on here. And you can also have them remove, especially if you found all this, you're going to want to have them remove anything that's in their pockets, and you want to check the backpack. And so in here, we're finding a few more items. This is a vape device. Let's see. And this is a highlighter, which appears to be a highlighter, but this is something that can be purchased online. And what it is a pipe. And it just hides within the highlighter.
I skipped a little bit of the video because this shit is getting long. He finds like Budweisers and pillows under the bed and all that shit. Doesn't really matter. But the highlighter is something that's really important. Again, it just feels like he's being a plug. He's inadvertently being a plug. Like if I was a parent and I walked in there and I found a highlighter, I wouldn't think to like go and unscrew the end of it and find a secret hidden crack pipe. I would just be like, oh, highlighter? No, it doesn't work? Oh, fuck it, throw it into the garbage then. I don't think to just like unscrew the ass end of it, like a hidden crack pipe. But to be fair, we were able to find a lot of things in this room, like pills, a fucking Budweiser under the bed, which could be the worst place to hide a beer in the house. That's stupid, but whatever. And also a journal with some doodles of weed, some Crayola doodles of weed. So we know that not only is our son a drug addict, but also a really shitty artist as well. Isn't that great?
It's very important to conduct a safety search like this because you want to know whether or not they're using drugs. Best way to prevent adult addiction is to intervene early when they're young. So this is the time to prevent a lifelong struggle with addiction.
And create a lifelong resentment and hatred of you, their parents. Also, doing this and being a psycho like this and doing whatever this is probably isn't going to prevent your kid from being an addict. It's probably going to drive them down the path even further. So yeah, that's great. Thanks Sergeant Gunsley for teaching us how to be terrible parents. Yeah, thanks for teaching everyone how to be fucking awful parents. Either way, this video is getting mad long. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.